What's going on, pranks to gangsters? It's your boy Eduardo.
Hi, how are you?
Today, I decided to go into the land of Roblox and play Hotel, a game that seems to be about a hotel. However, the creepy part is why there is a silhouette of a seemingly deranged human in one of the windows, but I'm sure we'll find out in the game. Anyways, please like and subscribe. As you can see from the simple picture written in English for your viewing pleasure, a tiny percentage of you gangsters are actually subscribed. So, if you like me or this video, please slap the subscribe button in order to make me happy. But enough of that, let's get right into this video. Once entering the server, I was greeted with the sight of a bunch of humans in a small depressed room. I slithered towards what appeared to be an elevator to try avoiding the music that could be used as some sort of torturing device.
I want to die.
Once enough victims were inside the elevator, the doors closed, taking us to an unknown fate. We were teleported in a grey room with minimal lighting and furniture. There were piles of suspicious white liquid outside, probably just milk. Anyways, at the check-in desk, I shoved people away and snatched up room 302. I then calmly headed to the elevator only for the elevator to close on my face again. Unfortunately, there are people in society that are willing to close doors on people to get a good chuckle. I then waited for seemingly hours to board the elevator and headed to my room. Tired and exhausted, I fell asleep in the bed where another man watched me. What? I woke up to the sound of alarms. These alarms were quite annoying and told me I must leave my room immediately and only use the stairs. However, because I was lazy, I still tried to use the elevator, but to no avail. I walked down the stairs and on floor 2 saw a disturbing monster that was in the doorway. I decided to not disturb it and continued down the stairs to the lobby, where there was a gathering of people. Eventually, the game told us to go back to our rooms via elevator. Right as the elevator closed, the same monster I saw earlier started barreling towards us. It then disappeared without a trace. After being locked out of the elevator again, we all headed to my room to discuss the imposter, the monster. As we were discussing the monster, there was a knock on the door. It was a family, presumably the monster's future meal. As with most dummies, they didn't believe that there was a monster. Soon after they left, we came up with the idea of going back to the lobby to use the phone to call for help. What I find funny is that none of the rooms have a phone, a standard in most hotels. So far, I'm giving this place a bad Yelp review. In order to get to the lobby, we decided to once again use the elevator. However, this time, the elevator failed and brought us straight to a demonic dungeon. Underground, we were treated to a small course to traverse. Behind us, darkness slowly came toward us, gobbling up any souls that were too slow. As they say, survival of the fittest. Once we completed the mini-obby, we fled to a room where there was a dead body. The body was from the receptionist, who was probably sliced and diced like a tomato by the monster. The remaining 3 of us climbed up a ladder and back into the elevator. I'm not sure why we still continued to believe in this elevator, as it has failed us multiple times. We finally arrived in the lobby after the slight detour to the basement of death and were able to call for help. However, we still had to wait for the dummies to actually arrive at the hotel. Until then, we would have to wait on the roof. Not surprisingly, the elevator once again failed us as it shut down. At this point, Remy's uploading schedule is more reliable than the elevator. Anyways, now us innocent souls were forced to climb the elevator shaft in order to get to the roof. Once again, darkness chased us, beckoning us to touch it for the sweet release of death. If this was in real life, I would have been dead a long time ago. But thankfully, it's not, and I managed to avoid the darkness and got to the roof with the 2 other gentlemen. Our troubles weren't over yet, as the door to the roof was locked from the outside. Instead, we had to use the vents to get to the roof. As with most vents, feral rats called it home, and would give you the bubonic plague from the 14th century if you came too close. But after all of that, we got to the roof. Minutes later, the monster appeared out of nowhere with intentions of making us his afternoon snack. This of course was the boss fight. He did everything in his power to kill us, such as throwing hot meatballs towards our direction which left toxic marinara stains on the ground, spontaneously exploding which destroyed any life form in the area, or by using his breath to vaporize anything that touched it. While he managed to kill the 2 weak and pathetic humans, he couldn't finish me off, and I finally had a chance to escape. I dashed down the stairs towards the lobby, hoping that the dummies would have arrived by now. My hunch was correct, and I was saved. Well, that's enough fun for today. I managed to escape a monster while everyone else died. But anyways, that's it for me. I hope you did enjoy, and until next time, it's your boy Eduardo signing off. Peace. Subscribe right now or else your New Year's resolution won't be resolved.